So my name is Jade Stokes. I am a native New Orleanian. I am a chosen resident, which means I could be anywhere else. I have chosen to stay here. I am a senior Scrum Master Project Manager at Westinghouse. I am also the founder and CEO of Tech Our Way, which is a consortium of Black technologists working to produce blockchain and blockchain products. I am also the founder, member, president of Blacks in Technology in New Orleans.
So you became a Scrum Master, and were you technical by nature? Were you just interested in tech, or were you more just like, I need a job and this is
No. I've always been a little bit techie. I've always taken things apart and repaired them. The program that I ran for AT&T was we worked with cell phones, and I say all the time that we taught a generation of folks. The time period where I got into that industry, telecommunications, was we were in flip phones, moving into smartphones, and we had to teach people how to use smartphones. I went through all the iterations of the Blackberries, all the iPhones. When the iPhones just started, I'm aging myself, but when the iPhones just started, we had to teach people how to do that. So then we repaired those things and make sure they were in warranty. If they wasn't, fix or replace, basically. But other than that, yeah, always have been the child taking things apart. I took my TV apart. I took the radio apart. I would take things apart. And so, yes, because I have all these different ideas and still do, I was always interested in how to create and how to build. So always been a tinkerer. So yes, I knew it was tech. I did not know where. I knew I did not want to go to school for 4 years. I didn't have the time or the money for that. I was an adult with bills and obligations. And so I was looking for a way in, which is where I think folks get a little iffy, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And we are in the heart of the French Quarter.
Yes.
And
yes.
you hear the drums in the background, people warming up. From New Orleans and being a person of color in the tech industry, what's it like for you in this space?
Well, what I can say is initially it was difficult to navigate because oftentimes you're the only Black person on the call in the room. And so to get familiar when you first get into the tech industry, and I just had to talk to a young man about this last week, and if you've not been into like this corporate world, this particular corporate world, it's hard to navigate the relationships, the unarticulated expectations of you, and you have to learn how to, I don't want to say defend yourself, but learn how to cover yourself and be aggressive in what it is that you want. You have to be able to ask questions, you have to have a certain level of confidence, and it takes time. It builds over time, and you have to be patient with yourself. There's the entire band.
That was cool.
This is New Orleans. Yeah.
We'll give him a second. We'll make you walk. All right. So, with that music how about you tell us how you found out about Blacks in Technology and what prompted you and what the chapter was?
I was in a clubhouse, and I'm not sure who spoke of it first, but someone mentioned the organization called Blacks in Technology. So I Googled Blacks in Technology and saw that it was this international organization that had been around for a while, had all these different chapters, and I went to join because the membership is free, and there was no chapter in New Orleans. And so I said, well, we can't have a chapter in New Orleans and Houston and Dallas and not have a chapter here, because one, I'm in the tech industry here. I know that it is the prerogative of the city to grow the tech industry here. I know that we need as many resources as we can get.
What are some of the things that you like to accomplish, or what are some of the issues that you like to try to tackle?
So, my colleagues and I are talking about, and you have to lean on your personal experience, right? And so I have experience and expertise in traveling this road, what we call the non-traditional pathway into tech. And the city of New Orleans, beautiful as it is, our meat industry, our protein industry is what I call, is tourism. And as we've seen during the pandemic, that is not always sustainable, okay? And so we have a lot of folks who are in that industry who would be interested if presented with the opportunity to move into tech. And so we want to grow the tech industry in the city. We have to move some folks. Not only do we have to teach younger people about tech and get them interested, but there's a lot of folks that we could move from tourism industry and retail into tech. And so this program Switch that we're developing, that we have expertise around walking that path, is where I think our chapter will most benefit the city. If you're out there, you're a part of my chapter or not, you can definitely reach out to me and we can have a discussion about where you are in your career and where you want to go, and I will help you with as many resources as I can to get there. So reach out via LinkedIn or email or shoot me a text and I'm available.